Greetings, internetizens. This is Elmerthien playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. In the last episode, the Professor and Luke found the storyteller. He's alive. And told him that Espella's been arrested. It was Kia, yeah. That's old news now. Yeah, the storyteller didn't expect Espella to be arrested. Oh, and we saw an old picture of young Espella and young Darklaw. So, what happened between those two? What do I present now? Waited for her chance. No trespassers, right? She says she's not a witch. Darklaw says she is a witch.
Objection!
Oh no. Yeah, it's different because you're in a different courtroom. Doesn't know anything else. Not sure. What did she say here? Hold it right there, Miss Killa. You snuck right past the vigilantes. Yes, that's right. My orders, yeah? You said she's a witch. Yeah, keep pressing. I didn't notice this before for some reason. Miss Killa, I have one simple question for you. You stated earlier in your testimony that you snuck past the vigilantes guarding the bell tower and went right inside. How come they didn't notice you? Tell me, did you use the spell the mirror to get by them? That must certainly be the case. Had she not, she would surely have been spotted.
Objection!
But remember what she let slip just a moment or two ago. She denied being a witch and stated she cannot use magic. So how was she gonna summon that dragon? Ah! Therefore, if that's true, then you, Miss Killa, would not have been able to use the mirror at all.
Objection!
What a ridiculous argument. How else would this girl have been able to walk right into the bell tower unnoticed by the guards? Explain that.
Objection!
I have a better idea. How about we have the witness herself explain it to you? What do you say, Miss Killa? I am not a witch. And I cannot use magic. So then, exactly how were you able to ascend the bell tower without being noticed? Witness, amend your testimony this instant. Okay. She doesn't want that information to leak. What's going on? There's got to be another way she got into that bell tower unseen. But other than magic, I have no idea what that could be. I was wearing the robe of invisibility, so no one was able to see me there. The robe. Do I present the robe?
Objection!
Is that the robe you think is invisible? Does it turn off somehow? There was in fact a robe dropped and left at the crime scene tonight. A robe? Miss Kia, that robe of invisibility that you mentioned earlier wouldn't happen to be... Oh, someone's making invisible robes. Of course, they're not just making potions, they're also making these robes. This one right here, would it?
Objection!
How ludicrous! You are trying to tell the court that that is the robe of invisibility? If it's really a robe of invisibility, then how is it we can see it right now? Dirty white spots and all. Well, she's kinda got a point there. Oh hey, what if the robe actually disappears when you wear it? Give it here, Nick. Watch and wonder as Maya the Magnificent disappears before your very eyes. Nope. So, are you amazed yet? There's something we're missing. Yeah, I'm amazed at how totally ridiculous you look in that. Hey, what gives? This thing must be busted or something. I didn't disappear at all. Maybe it needs to recharge. Well, that's not it. No. Tonight, at the bell tower, I was wearing that robe. What did you say? Order! I said order! You're the one freaking out. But how is that possible? The robe did not disappear at all just now. It needs to recharge. That's because of the white powder on it. It's usually not that dirty. Oh, you mean these spots here? Please don't tell me. Oh yeah, but it totally unloaded an entire bag of flour onto those nights, remember? Not to mention, it was still raining when we were up there. The flour must have gotten nice and wet, so it stained the robe. Say, what if we try washing the flour off? There is a small water fountain at the edge of the square. Head there right now and wash the robe so that we can get to the bottom of this. Quickly now! And keep your hands on it so you don't lose it. Alright, this shouldn't be too hard. Take notes, Nick. This is how you do the laundry. See? All you have to do is throw the robe into the water like so. Wait, what? So? Do you see anything, Maya? That's just it. I don't see a thing. It's disappeared. Should have held on to it. And switched hands a little, so you wouldn't leave a spot dirty. I mean, It's not like it's a baby you're making invulnerable, but still. What? I frantically took a close look at the water in the fountain. But the robe had actually vanished without a trace, right there inside the fountain. Defender? What is the meaning of this? How could you have lost such a vital piece of evidence? Your Honor, it wasn't on purpose. Trust me, I wish I knew how it happened. I can't believe it. The robe actually disappeared from sight. I don't quite know what you're talking about. I can still see the robe just fine. Huh? Look, it's right there, see? Your perception is different. No, Miss Killa, I really don't see, because there's nothing to see. So, is that how it works? Putting the robe on makes you disappear completely from sight. But from the looks of it, only Killa is able to actually see the robe itself. What about Darklaw? But she won't tell us. It is not just me. It's all inhabitants of the Eldritch Woods. All of us can see the robe. The Eldritch Woods. Our village lies deep within the recesses of the forest, in a world much different from this one. That's where I live. As long as we obey the law of the land, we are allowed to live there. I knew it. There's definitely something different about Kira compared to the rest of the townspeople here. For the time being, seeing as only the witness can see the robe, we will cover it in flour again for the sake of visibility. You just had a bag of flour lying around in the courtroom? But there's still one tiny thing bothering me. Miss Kira, your robe was found on the middle floor of the bell tower, the same floor where we found my client. However, you were hiding on the uppermost level of the bell tower. You testified a little while ago that you dropped your robe, but I have to wonder, what exactly were you doing there on the top floor? It would seem there is still much we must ask this witness. What say you, High Inquisitor Darklaw? Tis the Inquisition's duty to follow Milord's decision on such matters. I have no objections. Very well. Witness, you are hereby ordered to continue with your testimony. Tell us what happened between your sneaking up to the top floor of the bell tower and tonight's most terrible crime. Yes, okay. I was waiting on the middle floor of the tower. I started to turn around, but I was too late. They attacked me from behind. There was nothing I could do. My arm was restrained and the attacker covered my mouth. As I struggled to get away, I think I managed to pull something off of my attacker. That's when I lost consciousness. I woke up to find myself next to the bell on the top floor of the tower. Witness, are you saying someone attacked you while you were in the bell tower? Yes, that is correct. But who? I don't know. They attacked me from behind, so I couldn't see who it was. So you were unconscious the entire time after that. That's why I was unable to complete my mission. But even if I hadn't been unconscious, I couldn't have done anything trapped high up in the belfry like that. I wonder if that weird contraption we found there was used to move Killa up to the belfry. At least I can't see any other way she could have got up there. You heard the witness. She was locked up in the belfry of the tower. In other words, she couldn't have had anything to do with tonight's event. Therefore, there is no need for this utterly useless interrogation.
Objection!
Not so fast. The witness also testified that someone attacked her tonight. Defender, are you implying that this attacker could have been Bezella? I cannot say for certain, Your Honor. Regardless, the defense requests we be allowed to cross-examine the witness. Request granted. Now then, defender, you may begin your interrogation. And here's where the fun begins. Let's see if we can coax this mysterious second witch out of hiding.
Hold it!
So you weren't able to catch even a glimpse of your attacker. Is that right, Miss Killa? Yes, that's right. Not even a teeny bit. They attacked me from behind after all. Did I just hear correctly? It sounds like she hesitated in answering. By the way, may I ask why you turned around, Miss Killa? What do you mean? Well, it's just that you said you suddenly tried to turn around. Something must have really grabbed your attention to make you try to turn around so suddenly. I don't remember. I do think I heard a sound come from behind me. You're saying that you heard something, and that's what made you turn around? Yes, but I don't have any recollection of what exactly that was.
Hold it!
Was the person male or female? Or are you not sure? I don't remember much. But I do know the person easily overpowered me. I remember they grabbed my left wrist. I tried to scream, but they quickly covered my mouth before I had a chance. I desperately tried to break their hold, but it was no good. It sounds like the attacker managed to restrict her movements from behind.
Hold it!
What exactly did you pull off? I was still really dazed at the time, so I can't remember it very well, but when I flung my hand up, I felt myself grab a small round object. I must have pulled it off without thinking. I felt whatever it was snap right off. So, from what you're saying, it sounds like this could have been something that was on your attacker's person. I think so. I can still feel it, even now. It felt like I just snapped a piece of rope or something. I really wonder what that could have been. I think I would recognize the shape if I saw it. She'd recognize the shape if she saw it. If only we had something that could trigger her memory. And all we'd had to do is present it and we'd be in business. Yeah, tell me about it. You know, that might not be such a bad idea, Maya.
Objection!
Miss Kira, you stated that you felt yourself snap something off your attacker. Would that thing by any chance be this right here? Oh, that's it. I recognize that shape. That was the object I grabbed. The video corruption is making things weird again. What did you say? But that's the accused's pendant, is it not? One of the two pendants. Not quite, Your Honor. There are actually two pendants like this. The one you see here is the counterpart to Miss Cantabella's pendant. Now that you mention it, I remember. The necklace was actually very tough. It really didn't rip right off so easily. So, I struggled against it, tugging and pulling at it for a bit, and I must have scratched their neck in the process. Wait a second. You mean you scratched your attacker's neck? I think so, but I don't know for sure. Nick, in that case, that means the dark stuff on the necklace could be... But we don't have a DNA testing kit. Yeah, it could be the attacker's blood. As the court can clearly see, there are still traces of blood left on the necklace itself. However, take one good look at my client and you'll notice there are no visible scars or cuts of any kind around her neck. Ergo, there is no way Miss Cantabella could be Miss Kira's attacker.
Objection!
Nice try, Defender, but I must stop you right there. Huh? Have you already forgotten what I told you? The Great Witch can use any spell in existence. She could have easily healed any such wound in the blink of an eye. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I already miss Inquisitor Barnum. Man, we really can't catch a break on this one, huh, Nick? Let us resume the interrogation. Witness, continue your testimony.
Hold it!
What?
Hold it!
You say you lost consciousness? Yes. In fact, it actually felt a lot like magic. Someone's putting people asleep again. It was the first time I had ever experienced a magic spell quite like that. As I thought, there was magic at play here. Must I remind you that the Great Witch Bezela can use any and all magic with the snap of her fingers, and you, my dear, are wearing a high collar. Indeed, such a spell does in fact exist. It was... oh, blast it, what was it called again? Don't sweat it, Your Honor. Just leave it to me and my trusty old Grand Grimoire. I wonder, would Killa's attacker have actually been a witch? It really doesn't look like magic was used to knock her out, huh? Anyway, it looks like Killa is telling the truth. Still, she's definitely avoiding making eye contact. Not to mention, she seems extremely hesitant. Oh, come on, she's just shy. And doesn't want to cast defiant glares at all the authority figures around. There's no doubt about it. She's trying to keep something big from getting out. In that case, Nick, let's give it all we've got and get to the bottom of this. Yeah, it really feels like there's a lot riding on this one, Maya. What, do I present the thingy again?
Objection!
On the same statement, Miss Killa, there is something a little strange about your testimony just now, wouldn't you say? You stated that you were attacked from behind, and that the attacker grabbed you by the wrist, correct? Yes, that's right. Assuming that was in fact the case, then I'd say no matter how much you struggled, there's no way you would have been able to yank off this pendant, don't you think? The strap on this pendant is too short. There's no way you could have reached behind you and managed to pull it off. That is a good point. Maybe the shades get some anatomical upgrades. Miss Kira, the only way you would have been able to yank this pendant off your attacker is if they were standing directly in front of you. No. Order, order, I say. Witness, is this true? And she felt an overwhelming urge to just claw at this person's neck and rip this thick leather strap off of them.
Objection!
The witness was the victim of a physical attack. It's only natural that she'd be a bit confused on some of the details.
Objection!
She fought back pretty hard. High Inquisitor, I wouldn't exactly call mistaking the location of your attacker being a bit confused. I'd call it more a barefaced lie. Well now, Defender, I see you are as pathetically short-sighted as ever. Your argument is only valid assuming that this girl here actually saw her attacker. If she was not able to see this person, well, I'd say it would make no difference where they were standing. Then, that means the attacker was also wearing one of these robes. That is impossible, my lord. As the witness already stated earlier, she can see them. Only residents of the Eldritch Woods are able to see these robes. In short, the attacker must have been a witch and must have disappeared from sight with the use of magic. You must mean the Great Witch Bazaar. There is one more thing proving the attacker to be a witch. And just what might that be? The witness has stated that she lost consciousness. If you take a look in the Grand Grimoire, you will notice a spell called Fainfall. Witness, allow me to ask you, did you hear the incantation of this spell? Now that you mention it. I do remember hearing something like that. Say what? Ah, here it is. Painful. Causes those who hear the incantation to lose all consciousness. We must not forget, the Great Witch can use any and all magic at will. Blue gem? Witness, amend your testimony to reflect this important piece of information. Yes, right away. Still sweating superheated orange juice. Well, maybe not superheated. This isn't Metroid thingy, Super Metroid. Oh boy, I can't believe she managed to get out of that one. Deep something. Not a fair. But still, I'm not about to give up just yet. I'll keep on going until we finally get to the bottom of who the attacker really is. Now then, let us continue with the interrogation. I heard the incantation of Fainfall, and before I could even turn around.
Hold it!
You heard the incantation. Are you absolutely sure about that? Yes, there is no mistaking it. The attacker used magic to vanish from sight, went up the stairs and then rendered the witness unconscious, also with magic. Clearly this must be the work of none other than the Great Witch Bezala. It is no mere coincidence that the attacker was able to use such spells. This is certainly no ordinary witch. Afterwards, the witness's attackers carried her off. Naturally, that would require the use of both hands, one would think. Both hands? A High Inquisitor? In other words, the witch would not have been able to hold a Thalia Magica. Ha! My voice is slipping. Right, and the only witch that doesn't need a scepter like that is Bezala. I see you have somehow managed to get that through your thick skull, Defender. Very well. Continue, witness. Yes, skull is thick. Can tank a fire extinguisher. Yes. I was suddenly attacked. There was nothing I could do. My arms were restrained and the attacker covered my mouth. You could bite them.
Hold it!
So ultimately, you weren't attacked from behind after all. Is that right, Miss Killa? That's right. They grabbed me by my right wrist. I think that's when I reached out and pulled the pendant. So basically the attacker was in front of you the entire time. And yet somehow you never managed to see their face? Yes, I didn't see them at all. Or are you covering for your boss? For some reason? Who attacked you? Something doesn't add up here. If the attacker was so easily able to hide their presence, then why did they have to attack and knock her out to begin with?
Hold it!
You mean this pendant, is that correct? There's definitely a trace of blood on this necklace. Blood that must have come from Kila's attacker when she yanked this pendant from their neck. Yeah, we're talking about a witch and all. This pendant is all the ammo we need? We've already presented it twice on the same statement. Spill the beans. Flour wasn't enough. Let's spill some beans too.
Hold it!
You say you lost consciousness. Yeah, felt like magic. Nothing new here? Oh, she says her arms were restrained.
Objection!
What now? How did you get the time to pull that thingy off?
Objection!
Still nothing. Do I present the spell and say that's why she wouldn't have time?
Objection!
Miss Kira, I have watched you at that witness stand this entire trial, desperately trying to keep something hidden from the rest of the court. I wonder if you're familiar with the saying, a lie begets more lies. It means multiple lies are bound to unravel and leave your story with more holes than Swiss cheese. Get to the point, defender. According to the Grand Grimoire, Fainful causes a person to lose all consciousness. It's written here in black and white. Its effect takes hold the second the incantation is heard. Miss Kira, you testified as follows. You heard the incantation for Fainful and immediately became aware of the presence of your attacker, who then put up a fight. But if you really did hear that incantation, there's no way you would have been able to yank that pendant from your assailant. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? The meaning is that Miss Kira didn't actually hear the incantation like she claims she did. But then why? Why on earth was this girl unconscious? Someone bumped her on the head. Someone who wasn't on eye level with her. Kira was definitely knocked out by whoever attacked her. And when she woke up, she found herself up on the top floor of the bell tower. It's possible Miss Kira was rendered unconscious by... Bonk. The answer here is obvious. Something other than magic must have knocked her out.
Objection!
And what, may I ask, makes you so certain of that? Is it not possible that another spell could have been used? Two spells for the same thing? Well, we do have two fire-related spells in a way.
Objection!
That's just not possible. You, of all people, should know that. What? Miss Kira's claim that she heard someone say the incantation is completely false. Even so, That wouldn't be too much of a problem if she actually heard an incantation. That's right. However, going by her testimony, that can't have been the case. The only spell capable of making someone lose consciousness is Faithful. Isn't that right, High Inquisitor Darklaw? Defender? Are you claiming there is another way besides magic that could have been used to render Miss Killa unconscious? There's only one other thing that crossed my mind. I'm speaking, of course, about sleeping medicine. But how would they... If it's sleeping medicine, it would probably have to be injected or force-fed to her. Unless they have chloroform here? Sleeping medicine? If you remember, Miss Killa stated that the attacker covered her mouth before she could scream, so it is chloroform. In doing that, the attacker was able to administer a potent sleep medicine, thus putting Miss Killa out like a light. Indeed. That does make sense. Therefore, Your Honor, the attacker did not necessarily have to be Bezella. I mean, why would an all-powerful being, capable of commanding any and all magic, need to resort to drugging someone?
Objection!
Hold it right there, Defender. They managed to sneak past the guards and make their way up to the bell tower. Clearly they must have used magic to appear invisible.
Objection!
You don't need magic to make yourself disappear, High Inquisitor. Throw this on, and getting past those guards on the tower is a piece of cake. Oh, the robe of invisibility! But despite all that, there's still one glaring problem. Miss Killa. Yes? You admitted to the court earlier that you were attacked from the front, correct? If that's the case, then there's only one possible conclusion we can draw. You, Miss Killa, were entirely capable of seeing your attacker's face. Why is that? I didn't. It's simple. You even said it yourself. Only residents of the Eldritch Woods are capable of seeing this robe. That means, Miss Killa, there is a piece of this puzzle only you could possibly know. Oh, another person from the woods. Only you can tell us the identity of the person who entered the bell tower and attacked you tonight. I can't tell you. No matter what happens, I just can't tell you no matter what. You see, everyone, this witness has been covering up for someone from the very start of this trial. What? But luckily for us, we won't be needing any more of Miss Killa's testimony, because the answer is staring us right in the face. I'm speaking, of course, about the true identity of Miss Killa's attacker. All the clues so far point to this one person. Defender, I take it you are prepared to prove such a serious accusation. I am. All right. It looks like it all comes down to this. Now we'll finally see who's been pulling the strings this whole time. Very well. Defender, tell the court. Who was the one responsible for attacking the witness and locking her up on the top floor of the bell tower? The cat did it. I mean, I do have a major suspect.
Take that!
The answer is obvious, Your Honor. It was you! High Inquisitor Darklaw! What? What? Order! Order! Order in the court! Inconceivable! There's no way! I must say, Defender, your courage is impressive, however reckless you may be. Accusing a High Inquisitor is no small feat, I assure you. However, with serious accusations come serious consequences. One small misstep, and I will personally see that you never set foot in this courtroom ever again. Mark my words, Defender. What, do you want to kick us out of your world? Oh, no, she'd have us executed. I understand. No, would she have us executed for real? Oh no, she'd mind wipe us. My, how confident. Let us see if that confidence of yours is well justified. Miss Kira's attacker dragged her with sleep medicine. It likely took no more than a few seconds for her to lose consciousness. The medicine must have been very potent. True. Oh, she confiscated the lab stuff. After all, its effects appear somewhat similar to magic. There's only one person I can think of in all of Labyrinthia who could supply you with that kind of medicine. Sir Newton Belduke.
Objection!
Defender, you are aware that Sir Belduke has been deceased for over 3 months now, are you not? That's a fact I'm well aware of, believe me. While he was still alive, Sir Belduke provided the citizens of this town with a variety of medicines for whatever ailed them. But it wasn't all just medicines. He also created some very dangerous concoctions. That's why after he passed away, all of his medicines and creations were confiscated. Confiscated? Inquisitor Barnham said as much in the last witch trial. The victim was an alchemist, after all. We were hoping the items confiscated from his study would provide some clues. Besides, such things must not fall into the wrong hands. It may not be standard practice, but it was deemed necessary. The confiscated goods are stored in our secret vault. The only person with access to them is the High Inquisitor, Lady Darklaw.
Objection!
So, because I have access to the medicine, I must be the one that used it. Is that what you are getting at, Defender? That's right. Unfortunately for you, I would hardly call that proof. You said it yourself. Sir Belduke concocted a plethora of dangerous medicines in his efforts to assist the people of the town. He was well known for this fact, a fact that he no doubt was none too pleased with. As such, it is highly likely that those same dangerous substances are still scattered throughout the town. What now? Are you saying Emir knocked her out? And therefore, Defender, it is entirely possible that the culprit was able to get their hands on such dangerous medicine. Indeed. Long has Sir Belduke's medicine played an active part in maintaining the health of this town's citizens. There is plenty of reason to believe some of his more dangerous medicines still remain within Labyrinthia. A piece of advice, Defender. The next time you speak in court, I recommend you try procuring some real evidence before spouting such idiotic accusations. If you fail to do so, your next words will be uttered to the flames. Figures. I knew she wouldn't take that argument sitting down. Both High Inquisitor Darklaw and Inquisitor Barnum are the very harbingers of justice within Elmerthien. Raising such an accusation against either one of them without valid reason will result in the most severe of punishments. What does he mean by the most severe of punishments? I think the judge is saying that if I don't start making a case, we're gonna be paying Sir Belluke a visit real soon. I need to present some decisive evidence and fast. I'm pretty sure I should be able to do that much. High Inquisitor Darklaw is the attacker, and the one thing that proves it is... What now? The defense believes there is one clue here linking High Inquisitor Darklaw to the crime. High Inquisitor! That clue is actually still on you right now! Oh yeah, they had matching necklaces, didn't they? Take that collar off, lady! On me. I must admit that I do not know where you are going with this, Defender, but please point out the clue to the court. Show us this clue supposedly still on the High Inquisitor's person. She's covering her neck. Kitty ears? Some kind of military officer's uniform.
Got
it. The High Inquisitor's neck? You don't mean... Miss Killa yanked this pendant off of her attacker's neck. Take a look at the necklace. It still has a bit of blood left on it. According to her earlier testimony, when Miss Killa pulled at the necklace, she supposedly felt herself scratch the attacker's neck. Is that correct, Miss Killa? Yes. Therefore, the attacker should still have a mark on their neck from having been scratched. Oh! Would you mind letting the court take a look at your neck, Miss High Inquisitor Darklaw? Where did Miss come from? I'm pretty sure that underneath that high collar, we'll find exactly the mark we were looking for. Unless, of course, you were able to get rid of it with magic. Most impressive. What? I have to say, Defender, you've managed to finally hold that dull blade of yours into something of use. You are correct. There is in fact a mark on my neck that I did receive tonight. Oh? What? Lady Darklaw. What is the meaning of this? Does that mean Lady Darklaw is the Great Witch? Your Honor. Oh, yes. I see you're still here, Defender. Your Honor, I know you're shocked and everything, but come on. Work with me here. Your Honor, the defense would like to call High Inquisitor Darklaw to the witness stand. What did you just say? It's quite clear that the High Inquisitor has some connection to what transpired tonight. And what's more, there is a chance that she used her position of authority as High Inquisitor to frame my client as the Great Witch. But never in all my years as judge of this court has an Inquisitor been asked to take the stand in the middle of a trial. Well, we're going to have to make some history here if we're finally going to find the truth, Your Honor. Even so, this trial cannot continue any further without an Inquisitor. Hey, in that case, how about you get Inquisitor Barnum? Inquisitor Barnum remains incarcerated in the underground dungeons for the crime of treason against the storyteller. I don't think he will be able to make it to this party. No way! Most regrettable, Defender. This whole thing is hopeless. Unless High Inquisitor Darklaw takes to the witness stand, Espella will be done for, and the truth along with her. But on the other hand, without an Inquisitor on the other side, the trial can't continue, and the outcome would end up the same. What should I do?
Hold it.
Oh! Now this explains the title of the game.
I believe I can fill that role.
Professor, wait, what are you saying?
I can prove, conclusively, that Espella Cantabella is, in fact, the Great Witch Bazella.
Is this a bluff? Is this one of
Now,
those
Mr.
cases
Wright, the time has come at last
where we're
to
working
settle this
together?
once and for all.
We've been waiting for the professor to show up. If there was anyone who could find some decisive evidence to win this thing, it was him.
Is this another Edgeworth situation?
However, he ended up standing behind the Inquisitor's bench. The professor wasn't on our side here.
The truth should emerge from the clashing of our blades and shields.
I had to wonder, what the heck was going to happen?
Sir Darkhead is now in a suitably knightly role.
Professor? But what are you doing?
What am I doing, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, you were supposed to show up with some decisive evidence and save the day, Professor.
I'm afraid my only concern here is the truth.
The truth?
The truth behind the real identity of the Great Witch, Espella Cantabella. If seeking the truth requires us to stand on opposite sides of the courtroom, then so be it. I expect you to defend Miss Cantabella with everything you've got, Mr. Wright.
In honorable knightly combat. Or the court equivalent of it. Court is now back in session. Are you prepared, High Inquisitor? So long as I remain on the witness stand, I am no longer High Inquisitor. Simply Darklaw will suffice. Miss Darklaw, I'd like to just confirm something. A moment ago, we established that you were in fact present at the bell tower during the time of the incident. That makes a total of 3 people at the scene. It would appear that was the case. However, you managed to stay hidden from 10 different guards. With the help of this right here. The robe of invisibility. In other words, there is every reason to be suspicious of your actions tonight. Lady Darklaw, while I cannot believe you would deceive us in such a way, I ask that you tell the court what happened at the time of the incident. Very well. You know, I'm ending it off here. See you next time.